subscribe to the channel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! Now we are live. How are we, lads? Oh my god.
We're live again.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Good lord. A new era has begun.
Yes, it's here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Before I get into the podcast, I'm going to make everybody in the chat laugh their absolute ass off. So we thought we went live. We thought we were live. I thought I clicked on the live broadcast. We were talking for, I reckon, close to 5 minutes. And we weren't even fucking live because I didn't press the live button. So we've just been sitting here talking to no one for 5 minutes.
We introduced ourselves and all, and just talked about our
It's
Christmas.
the new era, and it's the botch of the century. I can't believe that. We were talking for about 5 minutes, and we didn't even realize that we weren't live. I thought we were live. Unbelievable. That's my bad. Everyone in the chat can have a good laugh at that. 'Cause that's unbelievable. I thought we were live. We're talking about Christmas and everything, and then we just realized we weren't even fucking live.
Fuck.
I didn't even notice until you said it.
I didn't even realize it because I had to look at the screen. I'm like, wait, how many people are in the chat? Oh my god. Well, you know what? Maybe it's too much Coca-Cola. Who knows?
Yeah, you're downing some.
Maybe I don't know what it is, but everyone's laughing their head off, and yeah. Let's just say it's been a long year. That's all I'm going to say to that. But ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 73 of the Rugby League Breakdown podcast. A new co-host, a new era, the final show of 2022. Unbelievable. I'm joined, as always, by in the middle, ProEnzo Vidz, and on the end, the newest member of the Rugby League Breakdown podcast. He's taken a new position. CJ MOXLEY is here as well. Fellas, how are you?
Yeah, I'm going really well, bro. It's great to have the podcast back, and this is the final one for the year as well, so I'm going to have to make it big. And, yeah, it's great to have CJ on, a good mate of ours, coming on as new co-host. I have no doubt he'll be a fantastic asset for the show going forward. And, yeah, let's make this one a great one, actually. Let's make it great.
CJ, thanks for taking the position, bro. It's great to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for taking me on board. An offer that you just can't turn down when it's offered to you. Yeah, I'm doing really well. Had a good Christmas, ready for the new year, and ready for a big podcast tonight.
Mate, well, it's good to have you on. It's very good. I'm very excited. This is the final show of the year. We've got 29 people in the live chat. December 29, 2022. There's no rugby league until February, and yet we've got a fairly big crowd here. So shout out to the live chat. We've got a great crowd. Hello to Manly Seagulls Fanatic, 1993. Luke Melbourne Storm fan, SS Storm fans here. Electrical Dust, TJC Sports, Kieran, Jason Reader. Shout out in the live chat as well to Damien from Newcastle. What a legend that bloke is. And I saw a video today where he was in the 2023 Newcastle Knights membership video. So
Good.
shout out to Damien from Newcastle. Congratulations, my friend. Hello to Sam Revel. Hello to Mitty Rabideau. Hello to Phil Rogers over there in the UK. All the UK followers. I think it's about 9:57 a.m. over there in the UK. It's nice and early. William Pearson, Josh Rabbitohs 2023. All that champer is here. The chat is going wild. It's great to see. Oh, hang on a minute. He's here, ladies and gentlemen. The King is in the live chat. So everybody,
God.
you know what
The
to
King.
do. Bow down to the King. Show that man some respect. Bow down to the King. The King is here. All right. What about that, eh? Unbelievable. Boys, before we get into the topics, because there's a few things we're going to talk about tonight. How was your Christmas, fellas?
Yeah, look, I think with mine was fantastic, actually. It was a nice one. Just spent time with family, went over to Northern Beaches early in the morning, just have a swim there and spend some time over there, then came back home and yeah, it was just a relaxed afternoon, really. Great,
Fantastic.
Afternoon.
How was your Christmas, CJ?
Yeah, it was a very good Christmas. Had a few beers for the first time on Christmas, so that was a good feeling. Just a simple family
What'd you
gathering.
drink? What'd you drink?
What I drink? Oh, just a basic cruiser, nothing too
Okay.
big. And yeah, had a family barbecue, gather around, and just had a good time, good family quality time. And now we look on to New Year's.
Yeah, look, my Christmas was good. Just had a good time with mum, dad, and my dog Pluto and the family. Had some good time with my cousins. Christmas was great. Had a fantastic time. I really enjoyed Christmas. It was a fantastic time. But boys, I'm looking forward to the time we're going to have tonight on the podcast. We've got a lot of things to talk about. It's unbelievable, bro. Boys, we've got 28 people in the live chat, and it's fucking December. I want to shout out the live chat. Shout out to everyone in the live chat. The live chat is fantastic. Everyone that watches this channel are fantastic as well. So shout out to everyone in the live chat. This is the final show of 2022. And I also should mention as well, this is the final video from Nick from Australia for 2022. I will be taking a few days off after tonight. I won't be doing any more content for a couple of days. Now, if you must know when I will be back posting it regularly, I'm going to get the calendar up here on my screen for you. It's not a long break. I'll be back on January 2nd. And from January 2nd, expect content every single day. So I'm going to have a couple of days off, and then we're going to get straight into the 2023 stuff. We've got the Super League coming up. That's only about 50-odd days away. We've got the NRL season coming up in about 60-odd days. We've got the World Club Challenge to look forward to. We've got the Charity Shield. We've got the trial games to preview and look forward to. So it might be a bit difficult now for some content creators, but it's only going to get better soon. So look out for 2023. It's not far away at all. All right. Let's get into the show, boys. We've got a little bit to talk about tonight.
Let's do it.
Topic number 5. We're going to start off with a bit of a bang here. The NRL salary cap moves up to 12.1 million. It's gone from about, 9 million to about 12. So the cap's gone up, and I think we all expected the salary cap to go up at some point, and it is happening as of 2023. Lorenzo, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think it's a good thing that the cap's gone up, or would you have left it at 9 to 10 mil?
Yeah, I only see this as a positive. I think it's great that the NRL have explored the option of making the cap expand to a bigger, digits. I think it's great that the cap's gone bigger, and that makes it easier for the fans as well, because the fans were constantly asking for what the cap was in 2023. But I think for the players the free agents, like for example Mansour, Tapau, that haven't got a club yet, I think it's more vital to them, and wanting to know what the cap stands for them. So I think that's another big thing right there as well. So I think it's good. It's a good move. Great to see.
Yeah, 100%. What about yourself, CJ? Are you a fan of the cap going up, or would you go in a different direction?
Yeah, I think it had to go up. This whole CBA negotiations with the cap, like Lorenzo said, it helps players like Josh Mansour, Martin Tapau find new clubs. It also benefits clubs who haven't filled their top 30 yet, who can sign on players, free agents, etc. And it just helps the game financially. So, yeah, I'm a fan of it going up to 12 million. It's a good move by the NRL to get it done.
I'm not a fan, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, really?
Go from 9 mil to 12 million. That's a big jump. They should have just did it bits at a time. They should have just did it step by step instead of going, oh, we're going to go from 9 million, we're going to go straight up to 12. I don't think that's a good way to do business. I think, yes, the players will get paid and they will get paid really well. And everybody involved will be happy about the paychecks that they're going to be receiving. But going from 9 mil to 12 million in one hit, I don't know about that, guys. I would have preferred it maybe 10.5, maybe 10.4. Don't put it right up to 12 straight away. I know the NRLW, the Women's Rugby League, they're upset about it. They're actually fuming about the whole thing. Honestly, the women don't deserve to get paid as much as the men. They're not on the men's level. They're just not. I don't care about everyone says equality rights and all this other bullshit, but the NRL players are the fucking males. They are the fucking athletes. They are the best. They have been the best for a very long time. The women have only just started, so for the women to be upset, it's laughable. It really is. It's fucking laughable. The women will get paid well, but they're not even close to the level of the men. I mean, have you watched an NRLW game? They can't even kick a fucking ball for their life in the last tackle. So the women will improve. There's no doubt about that. But the men deserve to get paid. I don't know about 12 million, boys. I just think it's a big jump. Maybe they should have went from 9 to 10, 10.5, but from 9 mil to 12 mil in one hit like that, it's a bit of a risk, isn't it, boys?
Yeah, I think it's just long-term security, I think. That's what they went for.
Yeah, I think it's mainly that.
100%. Do you think it's a worry for the game for it to go that big of a jump? Like, obviously the game can afford it, but do you reckon it's 9 to 12? I mean, I know you guys reckon it's a good thing, but would it have been better to go to 10 first and then maybe go to 12 after that? But like, what do you reckon? What do you boys reckon?
Probably, yeah. Look, I think in hindsight, maybe you could have done that, but I think they're basing everything around that, that big jump, basing on long-term security, and I think mainly just because it's makes everyone happy. I think that the money of that amount will make everyone happy, so that's probably what they base it around.
Yeah. What about you, Moxley?
Look, personally, I think, like Lorenzo just said there, I think they're just going off so they don't have to worry about it in a few years. They want it to be secured long term. So I think that's why they've made that increase really big.
Yeah, I think the thing that every single rugby league fan who watches the NRL are going to have to get used to now is there's going to be some clubs that are going to have 5 players that are on like 900,000 a season. So
it's crazy.
It's going to take a long time because you're going to watch a game of football now and you're going to be like, okay, how are the Storm, Roosters, Panthers, how are they under the cap? But then you're going to be like, well, they put the cap up to bloody 12 mil, so of course they can afford everybody. It's just going to be like, as they say, you put the cap up, only the strong will survive. So we'll see what happens. But there's going to be quite a few clubs now that are going to have at least 3 or 4 $1 million players. So my only issue with it, boys, is there's going to be more NRL players now that are on $1 million that are not even worth $1 million. Like, for example, the Bulldogs, they'll probably give Matt Burton $1 million a season. Matt Burton, for me, is a great player, but he's not worth $1 million.
Yeah,
guys like Dylan Brown. I know he just re-signed with Parramatta, but some people reckon he could be worth $1 million. So the $1 million market is one that's going to get overused a lot now.
Yeah, it will be, but I also think it's good for clubs if they want to secure players long term. But I also do see your point of view of it, and that's fine.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. But Let's move on to topic number 4, fellas. And the West Tigers, they have continued to shop. They've got their trolley and they have gone shopping and they are continuing to shop. They have just announced a signing the other day. I think it was 2 days ago now. John Bateman, who currently plays for the Wigan Warriors, former Canberra Raiders second rower, and he's the current England second rower. John Bateman has signed with the West Tigers on a 4-year deal. This is a massive signing for the West Tigers. They needed somebody in the back row who can do a job. Obviously, Papali'i is a great addition as well, but John Bateman is a massive pickup for the West Tigers. My only worry about this is that 4-year deal part. But in saying that, Bateman's moved his entire family over to Australia. So the homesick stuff probably will be talked about a little bit, but his entire family is moving over to Australia, so they should all be fine. ProEnzo, Vidz, Johnny Bateman signing with the West Tigers. Huge signing, or are you against it?
I think it's a massive signing for the Tigers, and I think it's one of their best signings they probably have gotten in the past couple of years. Like, I can't remember a bigger signing than John Bateman recently. I think that, what he did at Canberra, how he sort of changed that side, he sort of made them a lot more of a stronger team in general. And I like his impact there was amazing from the 2 years he was there. So if he can, lay sort of platform at the Tigers the same way, then I think Tigers are building towards somewhere. But I think it's a great move for Bateman. I think he's going to a club where they're on the up. I think personally they're making some great purchases with Coruscant, Clemmer. I think they're all very good pickups, and Papali'i as well. So they're building a great forward pack, I think. And their forward pack a couple of years ago was nowhere near, one of the best or one of the most rated. And I think now with all these additions, they're slowly getting up there as well. And young Phil Pole, you're talking Manu there too. So I think slowly the Tigers are building somewhere. I think Bateman will be a big part of that.
What do you reckon, CJ? Do you like the signing or what?
Yeah, I like the signing. It's great for the forward pack. It's one of the West Tigers' best recruitment drives in a long time. And you also got to think, with that forward pack they have with Bateman being added, does it help Luke Brooks' game? Like, does this finally take the pressure off him to improve? Look, it's a really good signing, and I think if there's a chance for the Tigers to make the 8, that forward pack is the pack to do it, because I really rate it. And Bateman, we see what he did with Canberra. He's a transformational player. And yeah, man, I rate it a lot. I like it. Great signing.
First thing I'll say, if you're going to mention Luke Brooks, you might as well just go put your head in the fucking wall.
His last chance.
I don't even think the Tigers full pack could even save Luke Brooks. I don't think Luke Brooks can be saved. I think Luke Brooks is done.
Yeah, Brooks is horrible.
I think Luke Brooks is done. I don't think Luke Brooks is going to shine in this team at all. There's 2 problems with the Tigers. So their recruitment, right? So Coruscant, good signing, but he's 30 years old. David Clemmer, good signing, 29 years old. Papali'i's at a good age. They've got a couple other kids there. Well, Charlie Staines is a good age as well. To me, boys, and how old is Johnny Bateman? He'd be
29 as well.
29,
He's 29 as well, is he?
Yeah.
29, 30, around that age. Bateman, Coruscant, and Clemmer. Good signings. But let's be honest. Are they playing the short-term game or are they playing the long-term game? To me, it looks like they're trying to play a short-term thing. Now, for me, boys, John Bateman is a great signing for the Tigers. I think he'll do great things there. I think he's one of the best signings of the season for 2023. I think he will be a great addition for the Tigers. But, like I just said, are they looking for a long-term situation or a short-term situation? Because Bateman, Clemmer, Coruscant, they're not getting any younger. They're getting old. They've probably got 2 or 3 years in them unless they play longer. It's hard to really say. But I think they're playing the short-term game here, the Tigers. I really do.
What do you mean by short-term? Because it's a 4-year deal.
It seems that way, but I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to buy these experienced players to sort of help their young guns come up, because I know that they're really passionate about some of the rookies they have and want to build their club around that. So probably they are doing in that way short-term, I think.
The biggest problem I have with the Tigers that they have no problem buying all these mid-age, old sort of guys, but then they always say they love developing the young kids. Yeah, they develop the young kids, and then they don't understand how to identify. They don't know how to identify them because they let go of the great ones. They end up becoming superstars. The list is unbelievable. Look who was there.
No,
They
the
had
list is
Pappenhausen,
crazy.
Cora Beatty. They had fucking Addo Carr.
Yeah.
They had
Sully, Paseka.
yeah, Moses Sully was there.
That's
They had
someone
every
else.
fucking player you could ask for, and the West Tigers don't understand how to identify great talent. They're more than happy to go by experience that are in their 28 to 32-year-old range, but then they'll turn around and say, "Oh yeah, but we're going to develop these young kids, and they're going to be great by the time the older guys are retired." They've been saying that for fucking nearly 10, 15 years, and nothing's happened. So the Tigers are just talking fake news. That's what they're doing. The West Tigers are fake news. This is just ridiculous.
You also
Now,
got
Bateman's a great pickup. Coruscant's a good pickup, but it's a short-term plan. They want to make the 8 in the next 2 or 3 years, or they're fucked. They'll be in the same spot that they're currently in again in 2 years' time.
Thing is, does Tim Sheens come back to NRL after 10 years?
Tim Sheens is an absolute joke. Tim Sheens is a complete joke. He should not have accepted the position of head coach at the West Tigers. I believe they have fucked this up. Now, I like the addition of Benji. I like what they're doing with Farah. And I like where they're going with their coaching. But Tim Sheens for the next 2 years. Tim Sheens is not the savior. He won't save this mob. There's no way. There's no way.
To
all the people out there that want to get on their little fucking mobile phones and their little tablets, they want to get on TikTok, they want to do early predictions, let me just say this. If you believe the West Tigers are going to play finals football in 2023, you are off your head. It ain't going to happen. They won't even finish as high as 11th. They are still a horrible team. They absolutely suck. A couple of good signings here and there, but they're not going to be anywhere near the top 8. I'm sorry. Tigers fans can get upset all they want, but the truth is, if they couldn't make it in 2018, when they had probably a better squad then than what they have now, what's going to make me believe they're going to make it now? What? They got Coruscant, okay. He's going to be playing from a team that won the grand final to a team that just won the wooden spoon. Papali'i, great pickup, probably a top 5 back rower. He's going to join the fucking worst team in the comp. How are they going to improve? Their halves are horrible. Dewey and Brooks are a complete fucking joke. They are one of the worst halves pairings in the game. How is that going to improve? The West Tigers, for me, they should avoid the bottom 4. They really should with what they've got here. But they're probably going to be around 13th to 12th. They're not going to be any higher than that. No way.
Yeah.
They'll be bottom 3.
Look, I think they're doing some okay things, but with Tim Sheens there, it's a backwards move, and I just think the way they're going about things, it's not going to improve anytime soon.
Signing Tim Sheens is like bringing fucking Nathan Brown back to an NRL club.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a disaster. It's like bringing Paul McGregor back to NRL coaching. It's a disaster. Anyway, we'll move on. We all agree Bateman's a good signing, but we all know the West Tigers are a short-term situation. Then they haven't got a long-term future.
No.
That's a fact. Topic number 3. Now, this will get good. Should the Dragons remove the Illawara name? Wow. Now, as everyone knows, when the Dragons were introduced to Rugby League, they were named the St. George Dragons. I think they were called the Saints for a while. No, but then they were the St. George Dragons. They're talking about getting rid of the Illawara name. Lots of people are upset. ProEnzo Vidz, what do you think about this whole thing? Should the Dragons remove the Illawara name? I reckon this debate could get out of hand quick?
Yeah, it's a tough one because over the past couple of days when this got announced, obviously a lot of people are, like it and dislike it, and it's a very, very interesting situation the Dragons are thinking of here. Now, look, I think there was a poll the other day by the Telegraph, and they put a poll out to the members or something like that, and they had a preference to pick what they preferred out of 5 or something options. And most said St. George Illawara, but I think St. George Dragons was not far behind. So I think, yeah, it's very 50-50 in both ways. But personally for me, it was hard, but I think they should keep Illawara personally, because I feel like without Illawara, what have they achieved, without them, to be honest? Like, they've only won one comp technically with that, without that name, or with the name, I should say. And yeah, I think that's a big part of the history of Illawara too. Like, I just think, are they really relevant without Illawara? Like, I don't know. It's a tough one.
Yeah. CJ, what do you reckon about this?
I think they should keep it, the Illawara name, just because, well, it's going to be a very decisive decision within the club. You're going to have St. George fans and Illawara fans. Now, St. George, yeah, it's built on that club, but you can't just take a name out of a club. They've been St. George Illawara for what, about 20 years now? There's no point changing it now. I'm not a fan of it. It's only just going to cause more chaos within the club as much as they already have. They've won a comp with St. George Illawara under their belt. They should just keep going with it. I'm not a fan if they remove Illawara because, yeah, look, I wouldn't be used to it, and there's no point in doing it. It doesn't benefit them in any way. That's my opinion, though.
All right, here we go. I'll tell you what. I reckon they should remove the Illawara name. I reckon they should scrap it. Get rid of it.
Why?
Get rid of it.
Why?
Get the hell rid of it. Let me just say this. There's so many ways I could start with this. Okay, first thing I want to say is the Illawara name, right? That's in the Dragons. So the St. George Illawara Dragons. Illawara, they were the Illawara Steelers. The Dragons have absolutely nothing to do with the fucking Illawara Steelers. They have fuck all to do with them. Illawara Steelers and the St. George Dragons, back in the day, they were not even a fucking team. Illawara had their own team. St. George Dragons had their own thing. The Illawara Steelers have nothing to do with the St. George Dragons. That is a fact. Look at the history on it. The St. George Dragons were a thing when they first came in back in fucking, October 13, 1920. They were the St. George Dragons. Then they changed in, was it 99 they changed?
Yeah.
They went to Illawara Dragons?
99, yeah.
Yeah, 1999, they went to the St. George Illawara Dragons. The St. George Dragons have nothing to do with the Illawara Steelers. The Illawara name and the Dragons have nothing to do with each other. Now, Illawara, so St. George Dragons, when this was all happening, it was like the Super League War, and there was a few issues going on and whatever. Yeah. I think the Super League War just ended. And Illawara Steelers were practically fucked. They were gone. They were going to get the boot. They were gone. St. George were asked if they wanted to merge with Illawara Steelers and be called the St. George Illawara Dragons. And the Dragons didn't have to do it. They had the money. The Dragons would have been fine on their own. The St. George Dragons, they would have been fine on their own. But they ended up, including Illawara. They got that whole area of Sydney down that way. And they became the St. George Illawara Dragons. Now, to all the people out there on TikTok and social media that are so upset about this, and they want to say, if they get rid of the Illawara name, I'm changing clubs, I'm leaving, I'm not supporting this team anymore, blah, blah, blah. Do your fucking research. They were the St. George Dragons before they were even a thing with Illawara. So go back in the history of the game and look at the Dragons. St. George Dragons was a thing for over 100 years. So don't fucking sit there and tell me that getting rid of Illawara is a big thing for the club. Illawara have nothing to do with St. George. Nothing at all. Absolute fuck all. Now, it shits me off the amount of people that have been saying on TikTok and social media, oh, Illawara, if I get rid of it, I'm out. Well, off you go. No one's going to give a fuck. No one's going to care. It's just, who cares about Illawara? Illawara is pointless. St. George Dragons is what it was, and it's what it always has been. Illawara was only included because the Dragons agreed to add Illawara to the name because the Steelers would have went broke. They would have had no money. They wouldn't have been a thing anymore. The Dragons went, yeah, we can probably afford to go our own way anyway, but we're just going to add Illawara onto it because fuck it, we'll help them out, whatever. Now the Dragons want to go in a different direction. They don't care about the Illawara name so much. Everyone's upset. What are you upset about? Go look at the history of the game. They were never Illawara from like a 1908 to 1999. No one cared. They weren't even, Illawara didn't have nothing to do with the Dragons. So everyone out there that's so upset, just seriously, walk into your local shopping centre, go buy some tissues and cry yourself to sleep. For fuck's sake. Anyone out there that says Illawara has a lot to do with the Dragons before 1999, you are fake news. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, the Steelers fans will be having a rage.
Yeah.
Fuck the Steelers fans. They're irrelevant. They've got nothing to do with the Dragons.
What about their what about that whole area of the whatever they call it, the South Coast? What happens there? Do they
They'll
just
still go there. They'll still play home games at Wollongong. It's just the Illawara thing will be kicked out. No one cares.
Ooh, bro. That
I
was
don't think it's a point, but we'll see what happens.
I don't think anyone gives a shit about it anymore. Like the Dragons, St. George Dragons, it's what they were for forever.
Yeah.
Who cares about Illawara?
I just don't see the need to change it now after 20 years. Because
if the Dragons want to get rid of Illawara, let them do it. Let them do it. Everyone needs to stop getting upset about it.
Yeah, it's their call at the end of the day, I guess.
It's their call, and if people are going to get upset about it, well, go cry me a river. And let me just say this: even if the backlash was bad, even if the backlash got out of control, let me just say this: the Dragons would probably still have more members than the Gold Coast Titans and the Dolphins.
oh yeah, that's fair.
Well,
They will because
Probably.
St. George did. They have a lot.
That still have money. That still be able to afford what's happening. It won't be the end of the world. I think everyone would live with it. So, what can you do? Anything else on this, boys?
Oh,
I just think it'll be interesting to see what happens.
It will be very interesting to see what happens. Let's move on to topic number 2, and it's one that's close to your heart, ProEnzo Vidz. Your man, Tommy Turbo. He is set to go over to the US to fix his hamstring problems. Will it work? ProEnzo, the floor's yours. I'm just going to go get my laptop charger because my laptop's about 20%. The floor's yours, bro. Should Tommy Turbo go to the US?
Oh, look, absolutely. I think that it's about time the club took the initiative to explore different options compared to what they've done in the past. I mean, yes, they've tried their best to, I guess, fix his issues with the hamstring stuff, but I think going to an extent where you go to another country and you see someone that helped Latrell Mitchell work, as you know, CJ, he changed the way Latrell probably played and his impact towards the back end of 2022. So if Bill Knowles can fix his hamstrings in that, like, you know, for Tom and getting, you know, back to full fitness without many concerns going forward, then it's an amazing move and it has to happen. I'm just glad that the club did this, and yeah, they haven't done anything like this before.
Yeah, so for me, I think it's very smart by Manly to do this. Like ProEnzo just said, you see how it changed Latrell and he came in as a new man, really good. Bill Knowles, man, he's class. He's worked with AFL players, fixed them. I think he's done NRL players and fixed them, but I have no doubt that he'll fix Tommy Turbo. And this is a very smart choice by Manly to send him over to America. And you'd only think once Turbo comes back with those fixed hamstrings, he could be anything. It's going to be scary, but good luck to him.
2021 all over again.
Right choice.
Oh, here we go. 2021 all over again. Yeah.
Hope so.
Typical.
I'm hoping he.
Yeah, we'll see. It could happen. I mean, he could win Dally M. Who knows if he stays fit? I I think this was a no-brainer, boys. I think this kind of had to happen. I mean, Tom's had problems with his hamstring for years now. It's been happening for far too long. Honestly, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. Manly, they kind of taken a big risk in doing this. If it doesn't work out, what happens next? So,
Yeah,
I mean,
That's the big what if.
is it the training at Manly? Is that doing this to Tom? Is that why he's always getting injured? Is it the hard training? Is it something else? I mean, it doesn't even fucking matter who the coach is. Tom's always doing something. So, I mean, let's just hope this actually works, bro. I mean, it's done wonders for Latrell, but I think they have to do this. But my only concern is if it doesn't work, what's their alternative plan for Tom?
They'd have to have an alternative plan.
Yeah, well, yeah, they have to have something, I think, and like this is his 6 hamstring injuries, so it's like it's not going to get fully better, but you have to hope Bill Knowles does something.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if you followers will agree with this, but if Tom Trbojevic goes to the US, everything goes well, comes back, doesn't seem himself because of the hamstring, or just things aren't working, and he does it again and again, maybe it'd be time for him to change positions. Maybe, I don't know.
Just center, you'd
put him in
think
the
it'd have to be
centers.
center.
Personally, I'm against that, but I guess that's one thing the club look at if we are struggling at the time. But I would do it. Yet.
Would you ever consider Tommy Turbo to play 5'8"?
I don't think it's going to happen, but yeah, I don't know. I just think that it can happen to anyone, these sort of injuries, but it's just a shame that Tom's just come up with it, and it's just a worry, I think.
I'm just saying, I reckon Tom at 5'8" would do really well. I'm just saying.
He's running. His running impact.
His running game is dangerous as hell.
Yeah,
and he's got the passing game too. Like he can throw a cutout ball to a winger on a 4-on-2 or a 3-on-2 or something.
Yeah, it depends who would be the fullback then. That was to happen.
Garrick
Weeks, maybe Garrick or Weeks.
Maybe.
But I think Tom will stay fullback. But if he keeps getting injured, even after this thing in the US, maybe it'll be time to change it up and do something different. I don't know.
Let's hope.
Anthony Seabold would have a plan for this. I'm sure of it.
And hopefully there's something going on.
I'm just saying right now, if Seabold doesn't have a plan for Tom, if it doesn't work out with the injury, I'm going to be very disappointed in him and the way Manly have used this. That's all I'm saying.
Look, Tom needs to just come back 100% fit. Let's just hope he's ready to go, hopefully.
Has to work.
All right, topic number 1. Boys, how do you improve rugby league in New Zealand? Now, obviously, they need to do a lot now with their junior systems. They need to get things put in place. Things that need to get better. Obviously, COVID had a lot to do with it, and the Warriors are now just back in New Zealand. They're playing all their home games there now, and everything's back to normal for them. But they have a lot of improving to do in New Zealand to make rugby league in New Zealand one of the biggest games over there. I think rugby union's taken over as number 1 again. CJ, I'll start with you on this one. What does the NRL and rugby league need to do in New Zealand to make it better?
Just open up more junior bases, whether it's rural New Zealand, urban New Zealand, city New Zealand. Just open up junior bases that leads up to the Warriors, pathways, invest in grassroots. Now, I'd even say implement rugby league into schools in New Zealand, because I know they implement a lot of rugby union. I'd like to see them do rugby league. The NRL have the ability to strengthen the sport of rugby league in New Zealand, but for me, it's just about get someone influential over there. Like they had Gus Good over there doing stuff with their juniors. I think they just need someone of his level to go over there and invest in the grassroots of New Zealand, find some good juniors, pick them up, convince them to play rugby league, and I think it'll build a really good base for New Zealand, and the Warriors' future will look good, and you'll get more interest in rugby league in New Zealand. I think so anyway.
Okay. What about you, ProEnzo? What do they need to do in New Zealand to make it better? Because they are struggling at the moment.
Yeah, I agree with what CJ said. Maybe look at more parts of, some of the small areas in New Zealand, like the more I guess, areas where you could at least expand, I guess, and look at some of the talent over there. I think, look, I think with Warriors being back there now, it's going to sort of help it a bit since, COVID sort of bit like eased off. And I think, with the Warriors playing a bit more home games and Mount Smart, that's probably going to make it a bit more bigger with the crowds and stuff like that. And help the junior base and everything like that in general. Those rookies from New Zealand. But yeah, look, I think one day they will get some big things happening, but it'll just be like, building from the bottom to the top again, I think.
Look, I've actually been told that some of the New Zealand rugby league schools are costing way too much money for rugby league. From what I understand, like rugby league carnivals, and apparently the price of it is just way over the top for some people, some parents. Some people don't want to put their kids in there because it costs too much money and they can't afford it. But I think the main problem is what's the foundation of rugby league in New Zealand? What's the foundation? What's the plan? I want to know what the plan is for rugby league in New Zealand, because at the moment, rugby league in New Zealand for me seems so irrelevant. It really does. They are struggling over there. They need things to go in place. Like I was talking to you fellas the other day on the group chat there, and Magic Round in New Zealand. I mean, it'd probably work, but I don't even reckon that'd even be enough.
Yeah, that would be an option that should be explored in the near future, after the Suncorp contract expires. Or I remember you even saying a mini Magic Round, which wouldn't be a bad idea either.
Yeah, I like that idea, actually.
Yeah, so I was talking to Sam Revel the other day, actually, and I think we all spoke to him. And what about round 10, Magic Round in Brisbane, and say round 23 or 24? They have New Zealand's NRL Magic Round or something, just to grow the game over there, make it big, make it better. Now, I like that idea, but I'm just saying, having a Magic Round once a year in New Zealand isn't going to fix this problem. They got to get the junior systems right. They got to get they've got to get a lot of things right in New Zealand to get it working. I really do. I'd say it's working better than some places. Some junior systems are a mess. Some of them are good. The Warriors one's probably a bit of it's probably down the bottom at the moment, but I wouldn't say it's the worst junior system in the country for rugby league. But it needs to improve. They need to identify the young talents and work out who the future is. I mean, fuck me. We all thought Chanel Harris-Tavita was the next big thing. I declared it. Things just haven't worked out. I don't know if that's because of the coach, but I think Chanel Harris-Tavita still got plenty of potential if he comes back from his touring. So I'm a big fan of his, but we'll see. But it's just about identifying the right talent and getting things right in the systems.
Yeah, it all starts from there, really, from that area.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
If the NRL did one Magic Round a year, say they got rid of the Brisbane one after the run's out and they just went to New Zealand, would you just be okay with it or no?
Yeah, I would be, just for that initiative. Yeah, it wouldn't be that bad.
I'd like to see it tested out, and I'll make my decision then. But at this stage, I wouldn't mind it. Just see how it goes. A little test run, I think.
I reckon it'd be a failure. I really do. I don't reckon they'll even fucking sell it out.
No, I don't think
you don't know.
I don't reckon all of the club supporters are going to travel over there. I don't reckon they'll do it. I reckon I'd hate it. I mean, I reckon the people in New Zealand would like it, but I don't reckon it'd completely sell out.
Give it a test run. Yeah.
The day the Warriors play would probably sell out, but as for the rest, I don't reckon it would. But who knows? They need to do something in New Zealand. I mean, they are getting the AllStar Game in February. The Maori All-Stars versus the Indigenous All-Stars. And let me just say this. They better fucking sell that place out or get a big crowd for that, because taking the All-Star Game to New Zealand is a good thing, but it's also a big risk. So let's just hope they get it right and the All-Star Game does get a big crowd.
Surely.
Yeah, it
Have
has
a lot
to surely.
Have a lot of Māori attendance. So.
I love the All-Star Game. It's one of my favourite fixtures of the year. So I hope they get it right with the All-Star Game. I really do. All right. Well, that's enough of that. The topics. Fellas, you all know what time it is.
It's here.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. The Breakdown
Game show.
Podcast Game Show.
Here we go.
It's back.
Here
Last time.
we go. The last one of 2022. I love the Breakdown Podcast Game Show. Lorenzo, I think you've won the most.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Champa went on a losing streak.
I'm just going to get the odds for you up on the screen here. I didn't even write them in before I went live. One moment, please. ProEnzo Vidz, you're obviously going to be the favourite here.
Yeah, it should be, but we'll see.
Let's give you a good price, say $2.50.
Rookies are back.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's all right.
It's a fair price. And for CJ MOXLEY, I reckon about $6.
Yeah.
It's a good
Jump on the
price.
There we go. The odds are in. Lads, jump on now if you're having a bet on the match. ProEnzo Vidz at $2.50. CJ MOXLEY at $6.
Get your bets
Now, as everybody knows, it's the first one to get 3 questions correct. First one to 3 wins. If anybody in the live chat reveals the answers, you will be kicked out. And Faraz, if you write Titans are the best again, you'll be kicked out too. Not copping that shit.
Wait, what?
Not copping that rubbish.
Titans are the best. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's Titans are the best. I feel sick after hearing that. All right, boys, you ready? Now, boys, I don't want you to interrupt each other, so I'm just going to ask you one at a time. So if you get it wrong, then it's the other person's turn, and you know what I mean, I think, boys.
Yeah.
I get that.
All right. Let's do it. All right. Question one. Fellas, in round 1 of the Super League in 2023, who did Hull KR play in their first game?
Hull FC.
Incorrect. CJ.
Is it Castleford?
Incorrect. Lorenzo.
Catalans.
Incorrect. CJ.
Is it Wakefield?
That is incorrect. CJ, Lorenzo.
Lee.
Lee. No, that's incorrect. CJ.
It's Salford, isn't it?
Incorrect.
Fuck.
Lorenzo.
Huddersfield.
Incorrect. CJ.
Oh, it's fucking hell. It's not St. Helens. It's
Incorrect.
no, I know.
Lorenzo.
Leeds.
Incorrect. CJ.
What other teams are there? What the?
There's 2 you haven't said.
Who is it?
Okay, I haven't said Warrington, and there's another one. Did someone say Hull FC already?
Incorrect. Lorenzo.
Wigan.
Correct.
What? Oh, of course I didn't think of those fuckers.
Hull KR play Wigan on 19th of February at midnight.
Why was that so hard? I don't know.
Oh, fuck. I
These are
didn't
fucking hopeless. But well done, Lorenzo. 1-0.
Oh,
Good start.
Lorenzo starts off very, very well. Well played.
very good
All
start
right.
there.
Fellas, in round 1 of the 2023 NRL season, who do the Dragons play in round 1?
Bye.
Correct.
2-0.
They play the bye.
That's
It was a
right.
trick
Easy win
question. I
there.
was trying to trick you.
Fucking bye.
Oh, one more.
I tried to trick you on that one. Lorenzo 2-0.
Ooh,
One more to
Good,
go.
Lorenzo.
wow. All right.
All right. Next question, fellas. In round 8 of the 2023 NRL season, who do the Panthers play on the first day night?
South.
South. That is correct. Surprised he fucking got that. I was trying to trick him.
South Sydney won.
2-1. Can CJ make a comeback from 2-0 down?
I hope so, but let's see.
All right, next question. Here we go. Fellas, in round 17 of the 2023 NRL season, who do the Dragons play?
Dolphins.
Incorrect.
Was this round 23?
Round 17.
Oh, 17. Broncos?
Incorrect. CJ.
Cowboys.
Incorrect. Lorenzo.
Melbourne.
Incorrect. CJ.
Sharkies.
Incorrect. ProEnzo.
Fuck. Raiders.
Incorrect. CJ.
Not South. It would be the
Incorrect. Lorenzo.
Manly.
Incorrect. CJ.
West Tigers.
Incorrect. He's never going to get this right, are you?
Warriors.
Correct!
Yes.
Lorenzo wins. GG.
Lorenzo got him.
GG.
Got him at 3-1.
How good. Wow,
All right. Well, good game, CJ. It was
Good game, bro.
good first round.
I mean, I thought it was going to be 2-all at one point, and we're going to a shootout, but ended up being 3-1 in favour of ProEnzo Vidz for the final breakdown podcast show of 2022.
Yeah. Why was everyone upset with that once?
What?
Well, everyone's angry about it. I've got no
That's the
idea.
second week in a row. Everyone's angry.
Lorenzo's become the villain. Every time he wins,
I'm
everyone's
like
against
the
him.
co-host in this show. What's wrong with you people?
All right, fellas. Well, that's going to wrap up the Rugby League Breakdown Podcast, episode number 73. Lorenzo and CJ, thanks for coming on, boys. It's been a great show.
Yeah, no, anytime. It was a good last episode, last sort of shootout for the year. It was great, and I can't wait for next year.
Yeah, CJ, mate, you've stepped up to the plate and you've done, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, boys. It means a lot. Looking forward to doing even more in 2023. It's only going to get better from here for podcast.
Oh, mate, it's going to get bigger. It's going to get better. The podcast is going places in 2023. As I said before, guys, at the start of the show, hang on, I'm going off a bit early here. Just so everyone knows, Nick from Australia will be returning in 2023, and the return date is set for January 2nd on the Monday. So that's when I'll be bringing out more content. Until then, time to have a bit of a break and enjoy the New Year's and everything like that. So, fellas, it's been a great year. And I just want to say as well, real quick, to everybody in the live chat, everyone on social media that has tuned into my channel in 2022 at some stage, I want to thank you very much for taking the time out of your day or night to watch my videos. It means a lot to me. So this is Nick from Australia signing off for 2022. Thank you very much. CJ, Lorenzo, I'll see you in 2023.
See you next year.
Have a good night, and as always, the Gold Coast Titans suck cock. Have a good night. Here we go. Let's go.
Bring on the new year.
Bring on 2023.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully that other YouTuber who's a Titan supporter who has a lot of subscribers has a horrible new year. Fuck him. Anyway, have a good night, everyone.